stars big moves in the story of the Long Island serial unaliver. First of all, the black police commissioner who's been on the job for only 2 years just resigned 2 days ago. I guess he made an arrest and that's good enough for him, and he's going to leave them folks to clean up their mess because there seems like there's a ring and there's a lot of things about that ring that no grown man wants to be a part of. Anyway, prelude to unaliving. Shocking witness details reveal Gilgo suspect Rex Heuermann spotted with Shannan Gilbert at motel before her unaliving. The witness, quote, doesn't want to be named. She isn't looking for book deals or movie deals. She's trying to do what she thinks is the right thing. A key witness who believes they saw a woman found unalive on Long Island with accused Gilgo Beach serial unaliver Rex Heuermann before her unaliving is credible and provides the first known link to the accused serial unaliver. A lawyer working the case says Heuermann, 60. Oh, baby, he was going to La Trapeze, according to reports. Oh, baby, he was having law enforcement people and their significant others come from the swingers club to his house. Wifey was in the house, and then they brought other people over to the house. Everybody was home, so let's not play that game. Allegedly, in my opinion, for educational and entertainment purposes only. But the details, oh, the devil is in the details. Heuermann, 60, was arrested in July and charged with the unalivings of 3 slain women who were bound, wrapped in burlap, and discarded along a desolate beachfront parkway in 2010. He remains the prime suspect in the unaliving of a 4th woman found in the same area. Known collectively as the Gilgo Four, each of the women were petite schmegs workers who advertised their services on Craigslist. Their remains were discovered within days of each other in late 2010 during the search for another Smegs worker, Shannan Gilbert, who had vanished in May 2010 after making a frantic 911 call, warning a dispatcher, quote, they're trying to unalive me. Another 6 bodies would be found in the area by the close of 2011, including Gilbert's, whose remains were found in December 2011. Who Shannan was referring to in the call has never been determined. Her unaliving was quickly ruled an accident by investigators in Suffolk County, the result of an apparent drug-induced drowning. Nah, in my humble opinion. But members of Gilbert's family and their attorney John Ray have long since contested that ruling, believing beyond any doubt the 23-year-old aspiring actress was a victim of unaliving. They even funded their own independent autopsy, the results of which apparently showed that Gilbert may have been strangled. However, the findings were ultimately inconclusive. Repeated public calls from Ray for Suffolk County cops to reopen Shannan's case have been routinely denied over the last decade. Then last week, Ray held an impromptu press conference announcing he had unearthed new information potentially linking Gilbert to Heuermann for the first time. The attorney also shared witness testimony appearing to link Heuermann to another slain Smegs worker, Karen Vergata, whose severed legs were first found on Fire Island in 1996, and her skull and teeth later unearthed near Gilgo Beach in 2011. Fire Island, you say? Fire Island is a destination for people, not exclusively, who might be part of a certain lifestyle. Where Shannan is concerned, Ray called the witness linking her to Heuermann as viable and, quote, impressive. Quote, she is certainly credible and has no ulterior motive in deciding to have come forward. Quote, she doesn't want to be named. She isn't looking for book deals or movie deals. She's trying to do what she thinks is the right thing. In praising his source, Ray made a slight toward Heuermann's wife, Asa Ellerup, who was the recent recipient of a $50,000 GoFundMe drive set up by Melissa Moore, the daughter of the infamous Happy Face Unaliver. Quote, and she isn't looking for money like some others, like Asa Ellerup, are doing, he continued. Quote, she didn't come forward for any of those reasons, and she's not involved in drugs. She's not involved in SMEX work. So she's a neutral witness and a very, very bright person. So her memory is quite acute. And when you take all those factors and the evidence she's shared, it's quite compelling. And she establishes a potential link between Shannon and an accused serial unaliver. That doesn't dismiss anything else we've discovered about other potential suspects, but it just means that perhaps Heuermann had knowledge of who Shannon Gilbert was. And it goes back to Shannon's phone call when she said, they are trying to unalive me. Was more than one person involved in Shannon's unaliving? There seems to be a good argument for that. Yeah. Suffolk County cops are now looking into possible links between Heuermann and Shannon Gilbert and Karen Vergata following the new tips yielded by Ray. After his press conference last month, he shared 2 sworn witness statements with the media detailing Heuermann's potential ties to the 2 women in full. Suffolk County Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison K., it's probably Rodney K. Harrison, pledged to leave no stone unturned in their investigation into Heuermann and confirmed Ray's sources are now being interviewed by police. But Brother Man has resigned. Probably not effective immediately, but still. What a kick in the teeth now that the investigation is yielding results. And he's been receptive. Much more receptive than the last, 13 years of inaction, and there's only one detective part-time assigned to close to a dozen bodies, including an Asian man, including a black woman. What's going on?